Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with Times of Doctor News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on a weird, deep emotional level that could be described as ecstatic. All right. Now, a new episode of the podcast, Three Little Words with John Bishop is coming out. But notice where he did this little video from. He was on the set of Doctor Who down in Wales. Very, very interesting, that he went ahead and do this. Look at the snippet there, the mask. I'll send you a link to this if you want to watch it. It's only just like a little announcement. It's only 32 seconds. So it's like a biggie if you're going to miss it. All right, let's move this over. Okay. Jodie Whittaker battling rain on the set of Doctor Who in Wales as she's seen for the first time since, they've stated that apparently she's quitting the show. It's some really nice photos. Somebody tried to edit this one on Twitter to make it look like she's giving the finger. And it turns out, no, she's not. It's just she's talking to somebody there. But look at how cold, wet, and miserable it's out there. Look at the crew and all that. Everybody, of course, wearing their COVID gear. And Jodie's off in the distance here, trying to keep her face covered and all that. But look at the size of that jacket. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. And, of course, they're talking about, the possibilities about who could replace her. One of the names that popped up is Michaela Coel. Another one, of course, Richard Ayoade, but it's like, come on, it's getting to be ridiculous. Every time they mention that a doctor's leaving, you got Richard Ayoade, Rupert Grint, Ed Sheeran, Dominic what's-his-name, Tilda Swinton. It's always the same names, and it's like, you're not going to get those guys. And I keep saying, you know why? Because nobody wants the job anymore. It's a poison chalice. Look at how well if a section of this fandom has treated Jodie Whittaker across the last 3 years. And it's like they've never given her a chance. They never gave Chibnall a chance. They've been attacking since day one, and it's just gotten crazy. Now, some folks say it's not your cup of tea, but I'm talking about that group of people out there who've just been completely radical about this. Like, Jodie Whittaker's eating their cat and all that, forcing some kind of political agenda on them. And I'm like, we'll get more into that in a minute. Now, speaking of that, a certain role was being filmed, which, by the way, is this one. A lone weeping angel was spotted on set, for this particular filming run. No big surprise. We've already talked about it. Now, originally, somebody said there's a possibility that filming of the weeping angel out on the street was part of a video game shoot. Meanwhile, I told you, I had a source of mine saying, no, that video game shoot had been done for weeks. Turns out, nope, it's not for the video game. It is for Series 13 because another one's been spotted right here. Check it out. Check me out. Oh, looky, there. And we think this ties into what's going on here because we have a casting TV opportunity that was put up. Location, Cardiff. Popular TV drama. This role includes prosthetics with limited vision and movement. So please only put yourself forward if you're comfortable with this, blah, blah, blah. So it seems like this might be tying back to possibly they need more weeping angels out there for an episode, or maybe it's another alien, but kind of leads, towards probably Weeping Angel. Nice shots right here. There's a lot of them drifting around on Facebook and all that. I put up a whole bunch over on the Dr. Freedom Facebook page. So if you want to see more of these shots, they're between here, Daily Mail, and all that. There's a whole lot of good ones. All right, we just went over that. Okay, moving forward. The Split and Salisbury Poisonings actress spotted filming Doctor Who. Of course, they're referring to Annabelle Scully. And she's being seen here, right? Matter of fact, on this same set that day, which I believe was the 11th. And, oh, gosh, it has got to be freezing cold out there. I just look at these photos and I start freezing, man. And look at the size of that jacket. My God, it's almost engulfing her, man. All right, so here you go. Nice shots there going on. Plus, we do have Annabelle Scully been sighted on set. And John Bishop, of course, as you saw at the beginning on set. This article to me was kind of weird because they're like, David Tennant's returning to Doctor Who with his father-in-law and former Time Lord Peter Davison. But what they don't mention through the whole article is this is a box set for Big Finish. Matter of fact, there's the page where you can order it. Yet they don't mention that fact anywhere in the independent article. I don't know if maybe they're trying to drum up business and say, look, it might be for the TV show. All right, and really quickly here, Jodie Whittaker's win as best Doctor Who of all time sparks fan fallout. And of course, it's funny how when Whittaker wins these polls, and it's not like it's a big deal. It's just a poll that had what? I guess right here's at 6,000 votes cast. Come on. They're trying to say that Chibnall rigged it, the fans rigged it, the fans botted it, but at the same time, she came in at number 2 on the Radio Times poll. I think Tennant just slipped ahead and won, which is no big surprise. Tennant's still a very, very popular doctor. But why is it when Jodie wins something, it's wrong? It's a cheat. It's Whittaker. And I don't know why anybody's making such a big deal. It's a poll, for crying out loud. It's not like you're going to get handed a great big gold medal, get a statue of yourself put up in the middle of Cardiff. It's not like it's a big deal. All right, but here we go. This is the one that really knocked my socks off. I used to love coming to Doctor Who TV, this site, and getting good news. But after reading this today, I was deeply, deeply disturbed that leaving won't fix Doctor Who. And of course, they go into the usual spiels about ratings, blah, 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 and all that. And of course, she's there to enforce, and push Chris Chibnall's agenda. It's a politics first approach. Doctor Who has always had politics in it in one form or another, going right back to when the Daleks were introduced back in '63. It doesn't matter. And it's like, now Orphan 55, I guarantee it's a bad episode. It really is. Now, it just, to me, didn't hit it very well. And of course, the viewer feels like they're being lectured week to week. Capaldi did it all the time. I didn't see anybody going nuts over him. And of course, here comes the attack on Chibnall, the attack on the companions, who, by the way, left. And here's the one that really knocked my socks off. And I agree with George Sheard, Ace Creeper, on this one. Why was this allowed on a professionally published article on a major website, which, by the way, is supposed to be representing your show? You do realize this violates copyright, but then again, it's a parody. But at the same time, this is not professional. This is just backstabbing hogwash. But I love how people are still going on and on about how, the ratings have fallen and blah, blah, and Doctor Who's. When meanwhile, Doctor Who, as I kept saying, 6.35 million now is the official figure. And apparently it went up because there was a figure that wasn't added in to the +7s that should have been there. But most watched program on BBC One for the day on New Year's Day, like second most watched for the week. And yet we've got these guys going, Doctor Who's failing. Read this article right here. Christmas Day TV ratings were the lowest on record. This is not, just Doctor Who going on, okay? It's drama and all that across the board on BBC One are all going downhill. And it's mainly because more and more people are switching over to streaming sites, players, and things like that, DVRs, whatnot, rather than watching the program on that particular time. And it's just the way of the beast. It's the nature of the beast. It's the whole new thing. And it's like, come on. This is not the only, by the way, the Mail Online is probably not the only one reporting this, if I remember right. This is just the one I grabbed just by doing a quick search. Actually, the Queen's speech gained ratings, by the way. Went up to 7.2 million viewers from 6.4 last year. But get ready for this. The BBC Weekend News only got 6.7 million. People sitting at home watching about COVID. And get ready. Here's the one that's going to really knock you. 6.7 for Strictly Come Butt Licking. Strictly Come Dancing. 6.5 for Corey. Yet 6.35 for Doctor Who on New Year's Day is bad. Folks, keep following those YouTubers out there. Don't listen to me. Go out there, do your own research. Do your own thinking. Don't listen to a guy who sits there and screams the words woke, SJW, blah, blah. Or better yet, if you're watching your television show, just so you can denote what political movement's being reached out and thrown into your face, which, by the way, Doctor Who's been doing for 50 plus years. Are you really a Whovian at this point? I'm not kidding. Just the way some of these fans act. It's embarrassing. It's demeaning. We're all so much better than that. We really are. And then you wonder why you're not going to get a new showrunner, I don't think, if Chibnall leaves. So the reason I'm talking about that quickly is because someone seemed to think that Chibnall was going to leave with Whittaker, and they said, well, Mark Gatiss would make a great new showrunner. And I said, are you kidding me? The first time, Mark Gatiss, who's been a longtime fan of the show, one of the big head honchos at Big Finish, incredible fella. The first time he'd say, oh, look, I'll take on the show, within 5 minutes you'd have a bunch of these spoiled, entitled idiots who are making you drink this hate Kool-Aid, jumping up and down going, well, he wrote Sleep No More. But wait a minute, didn't he write An Adventure in Space and Time? That's a docudrama. That don't count. And that's exactly what would happen. I guarantee you, within 5 to maybe 15 minutes after he's announced, if he decided, this is a hypothetical, to be showrunner. Because there's a section of the fandom who cannot allow you to be happy. They can't allow you to enjoy something. They can't allow you to take pride in what you're watching because they feel that since the show's not doing what they wanted and they didn't get the lead actor or actress they wanted, that everyone else must feel that way, or the world's going to come to an end. I don't know. It's just misery loves company, but guess what? Don't buy stock in it. That's all I can tell you. Okay, I'm getting out of here, folks. Remember, COVID's still out there. Be very careful. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Practice distancing. And, please be careful because I want to see you all around here at the end of this year when all this stuff hits the fan. So have a good one. Take care. Good night.